What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. And um, today we're gonna be doing the weekly, the weekend analysis before we start um, the trading week. Um, yeah, so let me explain the strategy. It's ICC, but Cramson's capital way, which is CCT. So ICC stands for indication. So this is what an indication stands for. So we'll make a higher high, we'll make up like this, and then indication when it breaks this, indication, correction, right? And then once it goes above here, this POI, then that becomes continuation all the way up to this um, drawn liquidity, right? So that's basically it right here. This is the POI and this is the drawn liquidity right over here. So that's ICC. And CCT is candle continuation theory. Well, not theory, candle continuation theory. So you go, this is a day, what is that called? Yeah, candle continuation theory. You go in day, but Cramson goes from month, weekly, daily, and then his entrance is 15-minute. He goes monthly. Yeah, I'll explain it to you later, but he usually goes on a daily. Then the day, this is the first day. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I'll make it on the top. I'll make it on the top of this. On the bottom of this. So he goes on a daily. First day. This will be the first day. And then the second day, that's the indication. The second day, it needs to break past this POI. This is the second day. Like that. Right? I don't know if you guys can see it. But once you see it, this becomes a high, and then high, and then low, and then high, high, and then on the third day, you go down to the 15-minute, like that, because this becomes a POI. You go down to a 15-minute, so it's gonna look like smaller candles, you know what I mean? Smaller candles, and then it needs to break under to be accepted. Body close under the POI, and then this becomes your, you have to start marking up your theory candle, which is like your candle range. Yeah, like that. Sorry, but then it breaks again, you mark it up, breaks under the theory candle, you gotta start marking it like that. Something like that. And then once the next next candle breaks the theory candle, the candle range, and breaks and then go past the body closes above the POI, then that's when you take the trade, just like that. Something like that, because this is your draw on liquidity on the top. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah. So it's like this. So basically you're just following where the market is going, because at one point over here it gave us a setup, right? At one point. Now ICC, this is ICC is saying that once it goes above again of this point of interest, it's most likely to go up over here. So CCT is I say the same because he goes off on a higher time frame, monthly, weekly, and daily. Daily is where he looks for his POI, but monthly and weekly cramps in. He's very cautious about monthly or weekly if there's any oppositions, meaning if there's like if you can see I don't know how to explain. I'll just explain it to you in the market. Yeah. So yeah, something like this. Okay. How do I delete all of this? Oh yeah, I gotta delete it one by one. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to go through the pairs one at a time, the major pairs that Cramson gave us. So starting with AUD USD, right? So I already marked up everything on the on the monthly. There is no monthly oppositions because everything is, I mean, this candle is way past this, and it's making a new candle range. On the weekly, that's why you have to watch out on the weekly, because we're gonna be starting a new weekly. Last week it broke past this candle, so we had a new weekly POI, right? We had a new weekly POI. So when you go on a daily, it hasn't touched it yet, right? Because we're still on a weekly. So you guys have to be wary about trading AUD USD. But if it goes something like this again, like it goes back down right here, and then it closes, it body close. Oh, wait, let me do it like this. Oh. If it goes like this, body closes today, right? Or Oh no, yeah, but it closes today, and then the next day it closes above, then that creates a new POI, and that's going with the weekly and daily now. You get what I'm saying? So we trade off of it. Potentially having a swing all the way up to the weekly high, right? All the way up here. Potentially, but if it goes something like this, inside here, because it's still on the weekly POI, though I try not to trade it, because the market, once it hits the weekly POI, it starts to get like choppy. That's why we wait for the candle closes above, and then yeah, on a daily there's no setup yet, because weekly POI hasn't been hit. If you see that, hasn't been hit. Okay, so on EurUsd, there's no, so it's making a new candle range as well, so there's no opposition in on the monthly, but on the weekly there's two oppositions on the weekly, right? The weekly might correct itself, because there's two weekly POI that last week it got closed. So one over here and then another one over here. So we'll have to wait what the market gives. And last week it gave us this POI right over here, and it would have been really nice to take it, because it was a really good trade on that day. You see, big push up all the way over here, breaking all this low resistant liquidity. If you can see, we can see it on the 15-minute as well. So yeah. So if you took this trade on the weekly, you would have a really nice risk to reward. So if you go off on a weekly, you go off on a 1 hour, right? Right here, it closed under, it closed under, and then we was waiting, and then it closed above the POI, and above this inverted fair value gap. So your trade would have been like this, under the low and above the swing high. You would have a 3.5 risk to reward ratio, and it was still going up. Yeah, so that's what happened last week on EurUsd. So yeah, we have a weekly POI right here, daily. um yeah, it's becoming choppy again. So it's still above this weekly POI. So we'll have to wait on that, but there's no setup on the daily yet. So, but if the weekly POI, let's say it hits over here, right? This weekly POI, I'm probably gonna go on the 1 hour over here and look for a setup, because EurUsd, um once it hits a POI, it goes massive. It gets a massive push up, just like this. Massive push up, weekly massive push up. So look, yeah, there's no trade. um so on the daily, there's the POI is right over here, on the daily. But um this weekly POI is already being respected right here. Or yeah, if anybody took this trade right over here, because on Thursday, uh, it closed above this weekly POI, and then on Friday, um, it got a little choppy because it's going Friday already. It's probably gonna hit this drawn liquidity if we took that trade. Yeah. So it's right here. Yeah, it's probably gonna, maybe, because it was on a Friday, and then it started off on a late, started late during the day. So okay, let's go to GbpUsd. GbpUsd. Let's go monthly. Uh, we are above this FVG right over here. We are above it. So yeah, we are above it. So on the weekly, we have a POI over here. Let me see. On the weekly, we have a POI over here, because it closes above this, right? So we have to watch out for that. But let's look on the daily. The daily, we had a POI over here. Same thing like EurUsd, it hit, but there wasn't enough volume to push it up. So it probably started, yeah, look, it probably started late during the day. So um, That is not what we want. USDCad, let's look at monthly. Monthly has no opposition because it's breaking past every candle and it's making a new candle. So let's look on the weekly. Yeah, there's weekly POI here and a weekly POI here. Okay. Let's go on the daily. The daily, we already took this setup and it worked perfectly. Sorry about the noise, guys, it's raining outside. So yeah, weekly, there's a weekly POI here. It might correct itself going over here and then going past this, or it might make a deeper retracement going to this POI and let's trade off of it. But on the daily, there's a clean POI over here that it's already been touched and it's already been done and traded, like right here. I don't know who took this, but yeah, I took this. I explained it on my last video. So it might, from over here, it might push all the way down already. So this candle got this out of the way. Now the next draw on liquidity, I say, is gonna be here. Right, but we'll have to see. We have a new weekly POI, so might go back here and then push back down, right? Push back down to here, or your draw on liquidity, the safest draw on liquidity is here, right over here. Yeah, this is your next target on the weekly. So on the 1 hour, it hasn't started yet, guys, because we're going on of a new weekly. So the 1 hour needs to go back above and kind of close up above the POI and then kind of close under the POI to take the trade. So it hasn't started yet, right? So just be careful. So we have weekly POI over here. So UsdJpy, we had last week we had a monthly POI, right? So there was a weekly POI here last week, just like that. for the people that took this trade and started shorting it, was at a loss, because it already hit the monthly POI. You know what I mean? It hit the monthly POI, and everybody shorting it when this was the new daily POI right over here, because it touched the monthly POI. Now it's making big bullish moves. This one wasn't negated, created a fair value gap over here, and it's not being inverted. Okay, it's not being inverted now. It's getting choppy, because it's making a candle range, bearish candle range, and it's going, what is that? I forgot what word that is. Negated. Yeah, it negated the new POI. So this was the third day, and it gave us, did it close above? Yeah, it gave us, let's see. Yeah, see, it gave us a trade on Tuesday right over here. So this was a big trade, but your TP would have been over here. So yeah, be careful of UJ still. Now if Monday it creates something like this, it close above, then this becomes our POI, like that, right? And on the third day, on the 50-minute, needs to close under, and then above the theory candle, and above the above the point of interest, which we can target the next daily high. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay, so USDCAD, let's go on the monthly. There's no monthly opposition, or not USDCAD, UsdChf. There's no monthly opposition. There's a weekly weekly POI. So it might go back and retrace it. Alright, might go back and retrace it and go back down. So yeah, it's probably gonna go back and retrace the weekly POI. So if it closes like this on the daily, right? If it closes like this on the daily, above like that, it's probably telling us that the weekly is gonna correct itself and then start pushing back down, because UsdChf is bearish at the moment, making lower lows. So excuse me. So yeah, UsdChf, there's weekly POI, last pair, NzdUsd. So let's look at monthly. No monthly opposition. We broke past and made a inverted FVG. Weekly, there's 2 weekly POI that you gotta watch out for when you go on a daily. So 1, 2. Alright, yeah, this trade already played out right here. Let's look on the 15. Yeah, it already played out. Okay, this was a good trade. So on the daily, we have no trade set up yet on the daily. So it might go back down to this weekly POI close under on the daily, and then once it close above the POI and close above the daily candle range, we can look for a long. Oops. Yeah. From this, you can start looking for a long. Something like this. But we're day trading, not swing trading. We're day trading. So it broke structure. It was making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, and then it broke this again. It created another higher high. So we'll see. I'm looking for longs on NzdUsd though. So yeah, if you guys want to check out gold monthly, there's no monthly opposition. There is a weekly POI right over here, right? Weekly POI. Let's look at daily. Nice. So it already hit the weekly. Oh no, it didn't hit the weekly. We just started the week yet. So there is so this is the week. Let's mark it. Weekly POI. Right? And this is the daily POI right over here. So we go down to 15-minute. Keep in mind we're going to the next day, so this one did not hit yet. All right. So we want to look. We want to see it go back down here. We want to see it go back down. Come back. Get accepted over here. And that's why you have to watch out, because there's a weekly POI over here. If you trade here, it might not work out, but if you go to a deeper retracement like this, and then close above like that, then that's your trade, right? That's your trade, like that, and your draw on liquidity is resting here. That's a good tool. Oh, okay, yeah, something like that. So you have to wait for a deeper retracement, because don't forget of the weekly POI. So yeah, that's gold. BTC, USD. So the monthly, it already negated this monthly POI. So we and this weekly POI, right? So we're probably looking for short here. So yeah, it's giving us a setup here on BTC. So this is your daily, because weekly, monthly and weekly already got their POI got tapped, so there's no oppositions. This is a really good trade to take, I believe, if it was one of the pair. But yeah, so there's a daily candle close under this candle. So we go down to the 15-minute, right? And we just wait for a continuation down. Close above, new candle range, close under the candle range or theory candle, close under the POI, and then that's your trade right here. Stop above this, just like that, and this is your draw on liquidity. That's a nice RR right there, something like that. All right. So yeah, that's what's the date today? That's the Sunday weekend setup. Thank you guys for watching, guys. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you guys are liking um, the weekend analysis before the trading sessions, the trading week starts. Yeah, like and subscribe and share if you find it valuable, and don't forget to ask any questions on the comment section below. Yeah, shout out to Cramson, man. He's been teaching us a lot. Also, Trades by Sai as well. Alright, guys, thank you again. Have a great trading week. And we'll keep you guys updated. Thank you.